Well, welcome back. This is now dry. Had a little um glitch with the video where I was doing the other part. So this is part two. Um so after it's dry, after I've Mod Podged it or Elmer's glued it and it's dry, it is a matte color. So I have this decoupage gloss that I'm gonna put on it just to give it a little bit of a shine. Um when I put it in the canvas. So I just squeeze this out on here and then spread it out all the way to the edges. So it'll give it some shine, but still doesn't give that glossy um photo image on it. It just gives it a little bit of gloss. You don't have to use this if you don't want. Um, but most of my paint is matte also. So I kind of want the the letter to stand out some out of the busted canvas. So I just make sure that's all spread out, and then I will sit this over to the side and let it dry. While we're letting that dry, um, when I was trying to do the video, I had already painted the first coat of paint on my canvas, and then I realized it wasn't recording. So this is what it looks like with one coat of purple iris paint. You could leave it like this because again, a lot of this isn't seen once you cut it. Um, I am going to do a second coat on mine. Just because I kind of like um, the solid color look, not necessarily the distressed look. But again, that's I want you to make it your own. Um, if you find this video helpful with the steps and how to do certain things, great. But we no craft has to be cookie cutter. We want to make them our own. So I'm just putting on my second coat here on the top, and then after we get the second coat on the top and it dries, we will work on the back of the canvas. And just smooth out any of my brush strokes here. And I'm going to kind of just run across the edge. What I've noticed sometimes where I've touched the canvas, fingerprints in the paint. So just give it a quick brush to kind of get rid of any of that. All right, then we'll sit that to the side and let it dry. Sit it right over here to let it dry. Now this one, I did the second coat. It still looks a little distressed, so I may go back. I don't know. But I want to show you what we're going to do to the inside. So I want the inside to be a little darker. So I start with the purple iris with a little bit. And this is just mixing colors. So however you want to mix the colors, because I didn't have, again, I'm using what I have. And so I have a deep purple, and so I'm adding it to it also, which didn't look that much darker to me. So, and I wanted it to be darker. So I was looking online and it said you could add blue. So I'm going to add a couple of little drops of blue. And then, of course, black makes everything darker. So I'm going to add a drop of black. And then mix it all together. And again, it doesn't have to be, it's okay if it's streaked, because this is what you're going to see when you cut the canvas and it's so again, make this your own as well. The colors that I put together, it kind of, in a way, makes it look like it's going to be gray. But as you see, then we're just going to paint it on the canvas, and it is a little darker than what I did the front. And so we're just going to paint the back of the canvas. Make sure we cover that. This does not take 2 coats, or I have not put 2 coats on the back of any of mine. It does take a lot of paint because the back of the canvas does soak up the paint. But just make sure you cover the back. Again, these colors can be, related to your picture. My pictures just have a lot of black and purple in it, so I wanted to keep with the purple tones. And so then I got the canvas done, but then I also want to go in and do the wood frame part. I'm not saying you have to, but just in case any of it shows, I would rather it be purple than the wood brown. So I'm gonna just paint the sides. Here. And then the last one here. Make sure I got all that covered. Then, since I have some paint left over, I'm just going to go ahead and paint the white on the back. Um, like this. I probably will not give this a second coat either, because it is the back. And then we let that dry and we get into the fun part of cutting the canvas and making our busted picture. So now that my canvas is dry and I'm ready to start, I have everything ready and I have everything to start. Now gets to the fun part, because I'm going to get into some glitter, just to give it more of a pizzazz type thing. So I was thinking, and all the videos I've seen, they use like they've Mod Podge paper on the back or something, and I'm like, well, this is going to be kind of plain. So I decided to take some of the colors in here. So there's black, there's silver, there's pink, there's purple, and in a couple of the pictures, there's even a little bit of blue. So I decided, well, I don't really know where they're going to roll, but I wanted to add some glitter that's going to be on the busted part when you roll it out. So all I'm taking is my Elmer's glue and or my Mod Podge, whatever, and I'm just going to kind of brush some strokes in here. Brush some glue in here. In different spots. Or you could do it all over. I'm just kind of doing it randomly. Make sure you do get some along close to the edge. You don't have to go all the way to the edge because that's not going to show. But, you can, again, I want you to make this your own. So whatever, however, try it, have fun with it, be messy with it because we all know glitter is quite messy. So I'm going to take some silver and just in some places I'm going to sprinkle it in here. So then I got some black. And I'm going to do the same thing, just randomly sprinkle it in places. Then I'm going to take a little bit of blue. And then the purple. Just kind of tie it all in. And of course, then just shake it around. Get the glue covered. If you need to add more, whatever color you want to add, feel free. Is there a such thing as too much glitter? I don't think so, but some people may disagree. So then you're shaking it around. And then of course dump it out. It wasn't much. So this is what the inside or the back side. So this is what the flip side or the busted side is going to look like as it's rolled out. So also I was thinking, the front's kind of plain. So I have a bowl here and I'm going to mix a little bit of, because I don't want it just all black. So I'm going to mix some black and some silver glitter together. Just mix it up. And then I'm going to just go on the very edge. So I'm just going to take it and just wipe down the very edge. So just the very edge of it is going to have the black and silver glitter on the front. Because again, you're not going to see a lot of the front. So I didn't want to cover the whole thing up with glitter. But I wanted to give it some sparkle. Could be because I'm not very good at bows, so maybe I just decided to do glitter. But either way, so just put your glue here and then sprinkle. You can do it with your fingers. Like this. You can sprinkle it out of the bowl like this. If you're just going to use one color, you can use the container. Also, so there, and then So that's what it looks like on the side. So then I just keep going till I do, because I want to do all 4 sides. Again, I know I sound like a broken record, but make it your own. Do what you want to do. Put your little signature on it or however you want to do it. Just want to keep it fun. It's kind of the reason I do my crafts. Obviously, you can tell I'm not a professional. So I do it for fun and because I enjoy it. And now ask me next week when I'm still finding glitter all over my house how much I enjoyed it. But I do. And just make sure all 4 sides get glittered. And the good thing about doing the back first is you can turn it over and go ahead and do the front while you're waiting for the back to dry, because it doesn't touch anything. So you're not having to wait too long for anything, or you don't have to wait to move on to the next step. Missed a couple of spots right there. And then the last side. I hope you guys enjoy watching this as much as I enjoy doing this. Again, I'm not a professional, so I want you guys to see that, it's just me in my house doing something that I used to do with my mom. She has since passed, so I don't get to share these things with her. So I decided to start sharing them with you guys. And so there's what the front looks like and the back looks like. So we'll set this to the side and let it dry and clean up my mess here because again, glitter is messy, but that's why we always use some kind of mat. Dump it back in and I will be using this glitter again. So I'm going to hold it to the side. So here's one that I did that is completely dry on the front. And this one looks a little different than the other one because they all are a little different. So remove my glue out of the way because I don't need it now. Now this, I'm also not a measurer, so I just use my X-Acto knife and I cut from corner to corner. Then again, I'm going to cut here from corner, well, that corner. And I'm going to turn it around and do this corner. And so there's those cuts, but I like to have more cuts. So I'm just going to use my scissors and start here and cut here. Use my scissors. And cut there. Do that all the way around. Do know that the glitter is still messy, so you're still getting glitter all over the place if you choose to use glitter. And there it is now a busted canvas. And you can see what you're going to see as it rolls. So then I'm going to take my picture. That one's not quite dry, so we're going to use another letter that I have already Mod Podged and glossed. And just want to make sure it's going to fit. Might be a little warped because of the glue, but it's going to fit. I'm going to trim this corner just a little bit because this corner wasn't fitting. You may want to go around your canvas and cut off little strips of the canvas in the back that overlap the wood. It's not necessary because your cardboard will still go in there. This is a pretty big place, so I think maybe I will trim some of this off. Like that. Okay. And then I take my hot glue and I just put 4 little daubs of glue in the corners so it kind of holds the picture in place. And then I put my picture in the canvas. Push it down so that the glue holds it. And so now your letter, well, I guess I could show y'all. Your letter is hiding in the busted canvas. So this part is however you want to do it. If you want to roll it where it's just the corner touching, or if you wanted a tighter roll, you could so you could do just the corner, or you can do a tighter roll and roll it where the corner is up. That is up to you. Again, make it your own. This is a little awkward sometimes. So what I've found is easier to kind of roll it where I think I'm going to want it, than to put the glue on the flat part and then take it back down and stick it to the canvas. Careful, don't burn yourself. We all know we've all had hot glue burns. Again, I don't really think there's a right or wrong way, as long as you make it your own. And how you do these, I personally don't think so. Um, and you just keep going. So you get to the end. This. The last two. Oop, I almost missed that one. But we can clean it up and touch up anything that may need to be touched up. Get the glue off my fingers. And the last one. And so you can see that what you can see from the inside, it has the little bit of purple background, but the glitter really stands out. Of course, I got glitter all over the place. So, and there you go. It's a busted canvas with glitter. Thank you for watching. If you want to comment, I am open to constructive criticism, encouragement, just whatever you would like to say. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that maybe it gave you some ideas to make your busted canvas, and I'll see you next time.